Okay, another day, another new Star Wars show, and this one's called The Skeleton Crew. Is it worse than The Acolyte? Is it better? It's actually better, thank goodness. Let's talk about it. First, I'm going to give a no-spoiler review of The Skeleton Crew. Then I'm going to talk about the hero's journey in The Skeleton Crew. I made a video about the hero's journey, it's in the link below. Okay, so like I said, The Skeleton Crew isn't bad. If you want to enjoy a fun Star Wars show with like your 8-year-old kids, and you don't want to burn out their eyeballs with the garbage of The Acolyte, The Skeleton Crew is great. It's got that kind of small town, band of friends, mystery kind of feel, you know, like E.T., Stranger Things, Super 8, things like that. But then you discover there's also like a Treasure Island kind of theme, and it's all in this Star Wars context. Is the acting amazing? No. Is the dialogue amazing? Also no. Is it simply a clean, inoffensive story that doesn't push an agenda? Thankfully, yes. And for some reason, that's like kind of difficult to find. The setup of the story is there's this kid, Wim, and he lives on some random Star Wars planet, and he dreams of being a Jedi. Then you have his friend Neil, who's kind of like an elephant character, and he's kind of the comic relief, best friend. He's a little clumsy, but he's really genuine, he's really loyal, that kind of guy. Then, he and his friends find themselves lost in space, and they're trying to get back home. And that's the whole setup of the story. And when they're being blasted off in the space is when we also get my favorite frames so far from the show. I just think it's funny. Okay, moving on. So far, the story doesn't seem to tie into any of the canon storylines, and that's fine. That's great. I'm totally on board with this. The story seems low stakes, a fun adventure with pirates and spaceships, and there's a lot of fun elements in this show. You have the bully figure with the minion, those kinds of schoolyard dynamics, it's all there. And that's the setup of the story. So like I said, it's not amazing, but it's also not terrible. It's fun, it's cute, it's kind of got that small town mystery, gang of friends with Treasure Island themes in it. Watch it with your family. It's fine. Okay, now we're going to talk about the hero's journey in The Skeleton Crew. The hero's journey is pretty obvious here. So the hero's journey, as I've described it, has 7 different steps: status quo, call to adventure, trials, temptations, final push, final crisis, and resolution. So far, this show fits this really well. You have a protagonist, Wim, and he lives kind of a normal schoolboy life, but he has this internal conflict. He's dissatisfied with normal life.
Don't you ever want to do anything exciting? Like what?
And that's a classic hero's journey trope. He's dissatisfied with normal life. You see him constantly flicking through stories with Jedi, and he's always thinking about Jedi. He's very much like Luke Skywalker, right? He's kind of stuck in this normal life on a normal planet, and he wants something bigger. The call to adventure in this story is obviously when he finds the spaceship. And then the culmination is when he finally pushes that button and the spaceship rises up and blasts them off into space. In this story, there's not the classic refusal of the call and acceptance. He's just forcibly ejected. This is also a very common handling of the call to adventure. The hero is forcibly ejected from normal life and into very, very unknown circumstances. Or, as the hero's journey puts it, the special world. Okay, so the call to adventure happens at the end of the first episode. At the end of the second episode, we get introduced to the mentor. In the hero's journey, the hero meets some kind of mentor that will guide him through this special world, these unknown circumstances. We seem to get that at the end of the second episode. He meets a Jedi. And from the promotions, this seems to be a consistent character. He's going to be the mentor in this special world. He's going to guide them through these unknown circumstances. He's going to guide them back home. And so these first 2 episodes really just concern the status quo and the call to adventure. And the further episodes will take us through the trials and the temptations, and perhaps we'll see what the final push, final crisis, and resolution at the end of the season. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Hit the button, hit the bell. Catch you later.